Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the MNC show. We've got quite a packed house here. A lot of people are kind of shuffling in. Crap's just getting done with his morning routine at work. We got a lot to talk about, and as Crap very kindly corrected me, it's not just Red Dead Redemption 2 initial thoughts, folks. It's Red Dead Redemption 2 is setting the gaming world on fire through the Xbox One X. Crap, how the hell are you doing this morning?
Redemption is killing everything, man. Like Red Dead Redemption sells a kabillion Xbox One X's. Red Dead Redemption, feeds the hungry, cures the sick. It does everything you want to do. You could sell. You could become a huckster and start selling it on the side of the road as a cure-all, and that would be perfectly fine and acceptable. You've even got people who train. He's gonna have a rough go though, because I know how it is. Something's not really my thing, and then you actually do that something or play that something, and then it's great, and then what do you say? Because you already said it wasn't your thing. You know what I mean? Like I had that with VR.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to think. I think I definitely had that thing too. Crap, maybe it was something with like an Until Dawn or something where I wasn't. I said it wasn't my bag, and then you try it out. Don't knock it till you try it. Crap. Whatever you do, okay?
Well, I told you Tomb Raider was great. Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
It is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, listen, here's the thing.
You never really said they weren't, though, or that you weren't interested, but it is a little bit of a, it's just like he was just like, nope, not for me. I hate cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be funny to see that happening. That game has the most detail I've ever seen in a game.
It does.
Not only that, but, it's just... overall, and that could be a little bit of a down problem for it too. Like there already is, there's just everything you do in that game takes so much time.
Yes.
Right. Like, oh, go do this, go into the saloon, go do this. Like then a couple hours later, and that might not even be the main quest.
Well, and I wrote this to you yesterday, Crap. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of positivity coming out of this game. And frankly, I'm going to be 98% positive. I do have a couple of, I think you kind of nailed it right there, Crap. Like, I wrote you yesterday. I played 2.5 hours. And like you said, I did a bounty. I went to the saloon. You know what I mean? And I just tried. The game moves at a very slow pace.
Yeah.
You can't move the character a little. Like, I was hoping, like, you can hold down I'm making this up. Hold down the what do you call it there? The right trigger. Or hold down the RB button and just kind of move the character along a little bit, like kind of a sprint, if you will. And I know you can hold A down and he moves a little faster, but that's not what I was looking for. I need something a little bit quicker than that.
Well, here's the thing: the controls are a bit clunky at times, and it takes you a little bit. Once you get used to it, it's not as bad. Like I was saying, I think of Crossfire, I went to go press right trigger or the right thing I thought, like, I got confused and I was going to try to run. And he shoots my own guy in his butt, and then like the enemies are all alerted to what's going on, right? So, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but at the same time, I think I don't think it's terrible controls. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, and just the level of detail, though, right? It's like I've seen the videos where the horse kicks the guy and then shits on him. I've seen other videos where. People were talking about today the level of detail where I saw a tweet today. I was scrolling through it, and somebody was like, "Yeah, so they robbed these people and then they killed them, and then you come back the next day and there's buzzards eating the bones or something."
Yeah, it's not like when somebody dies or tracks are made in the mud or the snow that like other games where it kind of resets after a few seconds, and that used to be a big thing. Now these things actually stay in the world for a much longer period of time.
Yeah, and it's like. A lot of people love that stuff, right? Like the level of detail, and I think that's great. I just wonder if eventually, for me personally, there's a little bit too much to do, sort of Witcher-esque.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah, I think like I'm probably 6 hours in, and it's great. Yeah, and it's probably like there's no doubt that these guys are like nailed it.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's just one of those things where there's so much detail and so much to do. And then you have to go, you got to go hunting and you got to do this. And that's and you can only carry like one thing at a time on your horse when you hunt, so it's like,
well, you said it on Friday's Crossfire Crap. And I listened to a little bit of it going back And I get what you're saying now because I hadn't played it yet on Crossfire. Now I'm about 5-6 hours into, and whatever it is, middle end of the second chapter, because I mean, realistically, the chapter count doesn't matter. There's 50,000 things to do. Like I'm just going by not only the little like the damsels in distress and the this and that. There's all kinds of things like that, but there's also just like it just seems like every time I venture further out into the map, little circles pop up with people to go talk to, and that's fine. That's Red Dead. No surprises. I'm just saying, like, I get to a point where I'm like, this is. There seems to be almost too much stuff here. It's I don't know. Like it's one of those games like Witcher where you feel like you're getting somewhere, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't get anywhere. That was a side quest, And holy crap, Manny tattoo. Jeez, Manny.
Hey,
hold on a second. I'm gonna have to send Manny a birthday card and a Christmas card.
Yes, damn, man. Hey, let me direct you over to my channel. Every Wednesday, every other Sunday or Thursday. Man, appreciate it though.
It said Red Dead Redemption 2 is the quality we were supposed to be getting all this gen. Finally, effing Rockstar did it again. And here, because I thought he said I'm sorry. And here, because I'm feeling generous today. Good morning, Manny. That is unbelievable, and thank you. And Crap, I'll be honest with you. You got an outstanding. I never seen Red on my channel like that. You got an outstanding Red blurb from our friend Sajibot, and I thought Saji was coming over to my channel the next week. Apparently, he took a left turn in Albuquerque.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta agree though, man. Right? Like, look, Rockstar came out and did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Of course, you had people trying to, play the whole crunch time stuff. Oh my gosh, everything's like, hey, if you aren't taking mandatory selfies and latte hours, that must be crunch time, and it must be the worst thing ever. And realistically, it's just life, And they got passed out like this game. And not to really knock PlayStation dudes or anything like that, but this game the quality is so much better than anything else we played this year. Better than God of War, better than Spider-Man, better than anything, just the quality is just unmatched. I'm sorry. It's unmatched. The voice acting, it's unmatched.
Yeah.
The movements, all that stuff, it's just unmatched. And it's going to win Game of the Year. Like, it's not even going to be close.
Element of Pino says Red Dead Redemption 2, definitely not a never was, but an always is. Now, Crap, you know what? Let's take that always is and roll with it. This game, I could see probably finishing it up sometime around November 2019.
Yeah,
right? It's an always is. It certainly is, my friend.
Yeah, you have to always be playing. And the funny thing is it's such a good game and easy to get into. It's like I was playing it yesterday, last night. Next thing you know, 3 hours later, and I literally did nothing. Like,
well, I mean, how do I put this, Crap? How do you feel about the achievements? Because are they giving them out at your rate or not quite?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really looked, but I do get chapter achievements, so I think that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So if you could take a chapter or something.
How many chapters are there, Crap?
I'm not sure.
I thought it was a couple in or 11. Is that right?
That could be right. And then you just get stuff like, it looks like you just get normal stuff like for doing like random things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I didn't actually go looking because I didn't want to put that on the game. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have fun and see what happens, because a lot of times I'll look at the achievements list first and then I'll go, maybe it's not really worth playing or trying to do or whatever. You know what I mean? But with this one, I just kind of went into it and I managed to pop a few or whatever. So not too bad, I guess. And
I've only got 2 achievements, Crap. I've got, whatever, the 10 and the 20. Yeah.
And then you get another 20, I think, for beating the second chapter or whatever. So, you could end up with 50. That's cool.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure it'll pick up or whatever. I might have a peruse them, peruse the achievements, get 50 headshots while standing on your head and drinking some whiskey.
Yeah.
I think that could be something.
Yeah. Going to this certain saloon in this certain town and shooting somebody named Nelly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the left shoulder.
It was funny. It was like, I stole somebody's horse and it's like, you could take the horse back to that person and you'll get whatever it is. Like, good point. And I'm like, I can't even find this person.
That happened to me.
Finally, I heard some guy yelling, "Hey, you did bring my horse back." And I was like, oh, I guess that's him. Like, they could have been a little bit more clear with that.
Did you get an achievement for that?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, like, I try to do things the good side. Like, I try not to be an asshole in games.
No, me too.
So yeah, like I let people live when I can, and to me, it's like all those old westerns that like my folks used to watch when I was little, and the tombstones, like the train heists, and and I'm not going to give away any of the story, but it is like that, that you're outlaws, and the Pinkertons, and other rival gangs and stuff, and it's just just really something special in my opinion. Well, you borrow the horse, and I took it back. And he's like, "Oh, you really did just need to borrow it? Okay." You know what I mean?
Great.
You go to the whorehouses, and you pay to take that bath, and then you pay that extra to get the girl to help you.
Isn't it great, Crap, how Rockstar, and they made a comment this week where they said, "Boy, I'm glad we're not coming out with GTA 6 right now because of the way kind of like social media is in society. They wouldn't be able to write the narrative the way they want to write." And they're doing that here because I think they can rest on the morals of history, right? That's how the West was back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you pay a quarter and then another quarter, and then you get somebody in there to help you bath.
That's right. And I love the monetary system. It's so funny. We sit here, we talk about dollars and cents the way we talk about it today, and they're like, "Thanks so much. Really appreciate you doing that." Meanwhile, I spent 2.5 hours doing something and someone flipped me a quarter. I was
they're like, "Here you go. Don't spend it all in one place.
Don't spend it everywhere." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. Some of the stuff seems a little expensive, like pomade is $1 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, damn, man, that was probably like 10 cents back in the day. Let's get real.
I literally, Crap, I bought so much stuff too. Like, I'm doing the opposite. I am doing Bizarro Mooch. I am playing as Bizarro. Normally, Crap, I would keep racking up the money, only buying health items as needed when I run out. Yeah. I'm buying anything that I can get my hands on. I'm buying it. I don't care. I've made my what is it there? Not the revolver, but the I don't remember what the shooter is that I have there. Basically, it's a shotgun with a scope on it. I put the scope on it. I put the grip on it. I put the leather stock on it. I went crazy.
I don't even know why. Yeah, I haven't even done any of that stuff with my guns. I've done literally nothing. I've just done the quests and try to further the story along.
I got a question for you, Crap, because we were talking about side quests. I don't think this is a game where you can just decide not to do the side quests, because side quests just pop up. There's times I think I'm doing the main and it's a side.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still one of the main circles, right? I mean,
yeah, I've done a couple side quests. I mean, here's the thing, I'm not totally opposed to every side quest. Right. I just don't want to go hunting pigeons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
if it's something that's really, that's going to be helpful to the story and stuff, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Why is this guy yelling?
Right? Who's yelling at this time of the morning? My God.
Yeah,
I don't know, Crap. What do you, I think that, I do want to say this much, though. Like, the game, I played Red Dead. And here's the thing. I didn't go back and play it.
Red Dead felt really like, I went back and played it, right? Yes. By the way, the only place you can play Red Dead 1 and 2 in native 4K is the Xbox One X.
That is correct.
And right now you can pick one up. Like, we're probably going to talk about this a little bit because it's an insane deal.
Ridiculous. Like, today's the last day, Crap.
It is. Like, today is the last day you can pick up an Xbox One X for like $200.
Yes.
With the trade-in. Like, I mean, absolutely. I was mentioning that yesterday. So people were doing this. Like, what happens is, if you have an original Xbox One, like a launch one, those things aren't even worth $25, honestly.
Agreed.
But you can trade them in right now towards an X and get $200. And then if you buy Red Dead, you get another $100 off the X. So that's $300 off the X. So for $260, you get Red Dead 2 and an Xbox One X. That's incredible. That's incredible.
And the best, probably one of the better 4K Blu-ray players. Listen, here's the thing, right? I mean, and people probably go, well, Mooch, of course, you and Crap are constantly Xbox fans. Listen, I had nothing to do with this at all. Nothing at all. Two of my good friends actually said, hey, is it true they're giving, because they have day one. They don't play games like we all do. They don't, Crap. They have their consoles. You know what I mean. We have friends like this that occasionally play. The casuals, right? Yeah. They play Call of Duty. They play Madden. That's all these guys do. I know them. I've known them for years. They said, is it true that I could bring my Xbox One Day One edition, the big VCR looking thing, and get $200 for it? I said, yep. So he went yesterday. Two buddies of mine went. They got and he goes, how can I pass up on this Red Dead offer? He goes, I didn't even want Red Dead, but I'm taking it. He's like, I'll buy Red Dead. All of a sudden, you get $100. Now he goes, now I'm getting $300 off an X. It's crazy, Crap. It's absolutely crazy. Like, if you have anything, if you have an S right now, you can get $250. Forget the Red Dead deal. Just walk in, and they've got the Fallout 76 bundle. They've got the NBA 2K19 bundle, or you can get the State of Decay 2 bundle, which I had an S, and I had one S left in the house. I went and traded it in. Crap, I ended up I had a gift card too for $100 to GameStop, but I had $75 on my, your credit you build up for using the store. I ended up walking out with an X for $75. Crap, 75. I did get the year warranty on it, so it ended up being $50 more than that. But that's a me problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, here the thing is it's such a good deal. It's such a good console.
It is.
People are starting to only now notice that it's playing these games at such a better rate than the competition. It's going to be one of those things that, like, a lot of people just think that it's a little difference, and now you have you have a situation where Digital Foundry's like it's a monster difference. You know what I mean? Right. And there's that whole problem with the PS4 Pro version looking like you smeared Vaseline over it or whatever. So and I think that that's something that Microsoft wanted all along, right?
Yeah.
They wanted people to buy this as a means to play all those multiplats, right?
Right.
Which the multiplats, like, people want to go exclusive. Right. When at the beginning of the generation, everybody was going, the best place to play multiplats, the best place to play multiplats, right? It was like, that was what was important. Oh, I can play Call of Duty at 1080p. I can play Madden at 1080p. I can play this at 1080p, right? Like, it was all about resolution and better performance on multiplats. And when Xbox had the exclusives, and now it's like, the opposite, and I'm going to be real. Exclusives matter. I said it. They do matter.
Yes.
But at the same time, 98% of the time, what we're playing is multiplats.
Agreed.
All of us.
Agreed.
98% of the time, multiplats. Whether it's Fortnite, whether it's Madden, whether it's 2K, whether it's Red Dead, whether it's Battlefield, no matter what it is, Call of Duty.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your fancy is as far as your game or your genre preference. It doesn't matter. We are predominantly playing multiplats. We've been saying that for quite some time. And
exactly.
The narrative earlier in the generation, if you guys all remember, was, listen, I'm not a fanboy in either camp. But if I have $60 in my pocket and I have both systems, why wouldn't I buy the multiplat on the PS4? After all, it's 1080p versus 900p. Yeah. Now, you have people saying just the opposite. People are like, come on, let's not get into semantics. And you're like, well, you started it. We're just saying now the coin. And I got news for you. Shout out to Jez Gordon, who's on, he'll be on Crossfire one of these weeks coming up in November. I still have to schedule it with him. He made an interesting tweet yesterday, Crap. He said literally that he's like, say that Microsoft will never, ever lose the Power Crown again.
Yeah. And he's right. Like, I would say he's right. Like, when you see the differences between early on in the generation and now, it's very, very easy to see exactly why it was so important for them to get it. If not, then all that people would be talking about would be power, right?
Right.
They would. Sir X-Man says mayo, not Vaseline. Crap. Yeah, I mean, either way, it looks foggy. It doesn't look great on the PS4 Pro. I'm not sure what the deal is right there. But hey, hit that like button, guys. We got 300 watching. Let's see if we can't get over 150 likes to start off early. You know what I mean? But yeah, so obviously, and then you have some people that get really pissed off. So that Brian Altano guy, who, let's be honest, Mooch, we've not been a big fan of his. I'm not like suddenly a big fan of his because he's doing this. He's just being honest, right? So this guy, he's an IGN host, and he tweeted out yesterday that he had put 12 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4 Pro, but once he saw it running on the Xbox One X, he had considered just starting all over and playing the Xbox One X, getting it on Xbox One X, right? And the comments were just insane. Like, the Sony fanboys were like freaking out on this guy, right? And then it turns out, like, Mikey Barr retweeted it, and he goes, "That's an easy choice," right? Like, I thought that was funny as hell. And Brian Altano updated. He goes, "Update, I got it, and I'm installing it now." So this dude put 12 hours into the PS4 Pro, saw how much better it looked on the X, and said, "Nuts to this, I'm going to play this thing on the X," right?
Absolutely.
And that right there says everything. And a lot of people go, "Oh, well, when I'm watching the Digital Foundry stuff, it didn't look that much better." What you guys have to realize about YouTube, it's very compression, right? It compresses everything. It's not the same as when you're looking at it live. The live stuff looks so much better, and the Xbox One X is such a better console. Even the games that I've played that I've had on both the Pro and the X just looks so much better. It looks legit. You know what I mean? It looks like it looks like how it's supposed to look. And the Pro always looks like washed out, or nowhere near the level of quality of the X, and that's just the facts. So right. It's a bit unfortunate. So I would love to see Microsoft continue to have that power crown going forward. So
well, that's the thing. And I mean, I was kind of shocked. The Brian Altano thing, if him going out and saying that's kind of an interesting, like he knows what he's kind of getting into, right? You can't tweet that out and then be like, I'm not going to hear any rebuttal back from that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you said, Mike Ibarra went right after that, right away, right? He was like, oh, well, of course. Naturally, it seems like that's the easy answer. So it's like, it is what it is. But like, why do you think like he would even tweet that out?
I don't know, man. Just because he was just spreading the good word, man, letting people know.
It's a good word. Like he's doing, he's preaching.
He is, man. You got to spread the good word of Xbox One X. It's it's the truth. It is, man. Like there's a clear difference there. If anything, like I remember at the beginning of the generation, people were like, "Oh, that difference between Xbox One and PS4 is going to keep growing and growing," and that didn't happen,
right?
But it is growing and growing between the X and the Pro, though. We're seeing a big difference. When you could get native 4K on a game, that's easier than checkerboard and all that other crap, and it shows. It really does show.
It does. I think that there's quite a difference here, right? Crap. I mean, there's a lot of people writing now, not just the Brian Altano stuff, but like it goes further than that. There's a lot of people that have said, wow, this is one of the first time. Why is it that it took to this game, Crap? Do you think it was because of the developing time? People needed time with the X in their hands to be able to put this kind of time and energy into it?
Yeah, like I said last year, right? Because I remember some people, some pundits, as it were saying, the X isn't doing 4K native on Assassin's Creed Origins, even though it basically was, and it was like, there was a couple other games where it wasn't. It was like scaling 4K or whatever, dynamic 4K. And people were like, what a lie. Microsoft lies. It's not doing 4K. And I remember saying, you know what? This thing is going to be doing 4K on a lot more games next year when developers have Jesus Christ, Mooch.
Hey, but Crap, it's funny. It was you can never really say for super chats, but the super chat at Crossfire last this past Friday? It was not very super. But yeah, nonetheless, let me do it. Daniel Lawson says, wonder if the X was the lead platform. The difference is bigger than power difference would suggest. I kind of, it's funny. I don't think it was, Crap. Maybe it was, but maybe. I don't think so. I don't think Sony having the rights.
Like the whole lead platform stuff, I think is overblown nowadays.
Right.
To be honest with you, I think what happens is it's like they're so close that they could just like kind of simultaneous do it.
Right.
Sir X-Man says PS4 is loud, X is quiet. How are you going to hear the same game you playing when it's loud and it looks better on the X?
That's exactly. A good point, Sir X-Man. It is
exactly.
Loud. It's not fair too, because the PlayStation is quite loud, and it's funny because you can't say it's just the old ones versus the new ones, because Crap, we went through this. I got the Star Wars Battlefront 2 a special edition, and that one there literally was a lot quieter than the original PS4 Pro I had when I traded that one in. Then I got this one here, okay, the Spider-Man one, and the Spider-Man one is it's not as loud as the original, but it's louder than the Battlefront 2 edition. I can't figure out what Sony's doing right and what they're doing wrong here. It's something with their heat sinks. I don't know what's happening, or the fans. I don't get it. Why would
mine's always been loud, so I don't know.
And then here, what did Face 23? He's a big Sony fan. He says, funny how Xbox hardcore gamers and executives only talk about the One X and treat that one like it's the black sheep of the family, which is the one and the majority of the casual Xbox gamers are playing. Well, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't really know. Face the whole thing behind it is that I think this is now you're starting to see this transition. You've heard Xbox channels. Pro Xbox channels talking about it happening slowly but surely, and now it's kind of happening. You're seeing it, Face. It's not. It takes time. Okay, it takes time for these new developers to make games. It takes time for the new hardware to get into people's homes. It takes time to actually get journalists a chance to try these new consoles out and see what the real deal is. Listen, the PS4 Pro on every other multi-plat except this one everything's been pretty close. You can see that the X has the advantage, but it's never been like this.
I don't know about that, man. When you like Far Cry 5, for instance, it was a very
that's
clear
a good
winner.
example too. Crap.
There was a Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7. It was like that's native 4K. Those are native 4K on the X. Battlefront 2. Like, there's been a ton of games that have been just superior on the X.
I'm not saying bad. I'm not saying bad.
Hey, y'all need to like come on down to the CrapGamer channel. Wow.
Well, Yobi Dread says, announcement, the grand return of M&C in the Mornings is coming. Alert 2, free copies of Red Dead Redemption 2 will be given away for free.
Nice.
This is a episode you do not want to miss. Who the hell's yelling? Rack 'em up. Hey, maybe that's my thing. You got rack 'em up. Maybe I'll go with who the hell's yelling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we run into a little snag with our producer search.
Yes.
A couple things didn't pan out. So if you guys know anybody that runs OBS or, you're interested in maybe becoming something on YouTube or doing something, let us know, man.
Yeah, get a hold of us. Like I said, we've had in the interviews have been going quite well. Crap. The thing is it's literally, people don't realize there's a time commitment, and it's not easy. We're up front. We always say exactly what's going on, what you need to do, timing, etc. So that being said, yeah, if you have any interest in doing that and you do have experience with OBS, definitely hit me or Crap Up on Twitter or even here in the chat so that we can get a hold of you. And on another note, though, other things that are moving along swimmingly, our artwork is coming along great. Crap, it's
the
really
artwork
great.
the artwork's being made right now, and we've seen some updates on that, and it looks incredible.
Looks amazing. We love what's going on there, and then the music. We're waiting on our boy Live, see what he's got coming through the pipeline. He did say he has a couple of weeks left of work there. So Yobi Dread, thank you for your support. The fact that you're offering to give games out, we'll see what we can do if we can get this whole thing together. But yeah, if anybody's got interest, do hit us up. There's so many people writing right now. Who the hell's yelling? Yeah, no, this is but Crap, getting back to it, I wanted to kind of say what you were just saying. Yes, you're right. Wolfenstein 2, right? That and other games that you'd mentioned are all 4K, Resident Evil, etc. However, again, I want to go back to what I said earlier. It's more about the fact that this is the first game that really truly it sticks out like a sore thumb. Crap. The other ones, yes, you could go, well, look at this little jaggy, and look at this shadow, and this looks clearer. This is just the whole world looks better. Like, I feel like I'm watching a movie. And we've said that before in games, but I truly mean it this time. They've really set the bar at a whole new level.
Yeah, I think that, what Microsoft was able to do is exactly what they wanted to do. They were like, hey, they didn't have a bunch of exclusives to put out the door. Sir X-Man says, Crap, do you still sell t-shirts and mugs? Yeah, man, there is a store that has that stuff. I'll have to put the new logos that we're going to get on some of that stuff too. But we still sell that stuff, man. It's pretty cool stuff. A lot of people have bought like the 4K Makes You a Better Gamer. A lot of people bought that. So that's pretty cool. And, it's been really cool to see people just like be at an event. Like, a shirt that sold really well was the CrapGamer pissing on a PS4 shirt.
Yeah, we should bring it back, Crap.
We should. And people wore that. The Brazilians.
The Brazilians.
Yes, they did, man. They wore that to some event, man. And they were taking pictures and stuff. It was so cool, dude. It was awesome. Those dudes are hardcore, and they're some big fans, man. And that's really cool. I always think it's awesome when somebody's wearing I think even Xbot has a CrapGamer shirt, Pony Leg Breaker Extraordinaire. Yes. I think he's got Mel has a Mooch shirt somewhere too.
Mel has a Mooch shirt, but I think when we get our new artwork, I'll ask our artist if he can make one of me yelling. We'll make something. We'll get a couple of things out there. We definitely need an M&C store, so we'll work on that. That's something that me and Crap can do.
Hey, Damn Good 75 says the power gap between the PS4 Pro and X is going to get bigger in 2019. Yeah. With so many games at 4K, I think this is the reason why Sony is talking a lot about the PS5, which you're 100% right. If we see what's going on. So yesterday I kind of did a story about that. That was a rumor about Sony is holding an event for developers only, DevCon or something like that in Europe. And they're going to brief, I guess, developers about the PS5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with that, Crap? I keep seeing things pop up all the time saying.
Okay, well, what that means is they're starting to let people know, like anytime, like basically developers don't have kits. Developers don't know anything about the PS5 yet. That's basically what that means.
Well, that means it's not as close as we thought it was.
2020. 2020, 2020, yeah, something like that. Because they're going to want to give developers time to actually be able to develop games on these things, right?
Yeah.
So although they could have given out like their target specs and people could develop to that, you know what I mean? But I do think that 2020 is probably super likely, and we might get a reveal next year. That seems to make a lot of sense to me. For me personally, I think it's cool. I'm not like, here's the thing. Sony, they are like clockwork, right?
Yes.
They come out with the new console and there's basically nothing to play, for a few years. And Microsoft tends to come out with the console and give you a lot to play. So the only thing that could get me into a PlayStation at launch is if they have, or PS5, if they have some kind of next gen VR, which they patented recently.
Yes.
Finger movement. It's going to even pick up your finger movements, dude. Like, that sounds mind blowing to me. I know not everybody cares about VR, but I do. So that would be something that would get me on a PS5 day one. Microsoft, they don't got to do much because I already know that's where I'm going to play Gears. That's where I'm going to play Halo. That's where I'm going to play Forza. That's where I'm going to play Fable.
Yeah, you're already there.
Yeah. So like, it's not like with Sony.
But what do you think about the Power Crown thing, Crap? I mean, do you think that...
I think they keep power all day. Like, I think that's...
Okay, so how do they keep the power? That's my question to you. How do they keep it when realistically we know that both of these companies are going to be fighting for that crown? And there's really only so much, unless Microsoft decides to eat it, and they want to step it up a little bit more on the CPU, GPU, somewhere
I think
where
Microsoft might offer two versions. And I did a show yesterday for some reason for like an hour and a half, and I just was talking about this a little bit. I was like, I wish Mooch was here because he'd probably tell you he knows about iPhones. Don't they offer a better version and then a shittier version at the same time?
Yes, and that was something that Jez was alluding to.
Yeah, so I don't see why Microsoft wouldn't offer an elite version that's going to be, and I know I said this price and people are like, whoa, that's a dangerous price, Crap. And I'm like, well, listen, that's not going to be the one that everybody gets. That's going to be the one that the hardcore people get, right? Like $599 or whatever.
Right.
If that's going to guarantee, 4K 60 and you're going to have like, all the bells and whistles, then that's what the hardcore are going to go after. And then you sell the other one for $399, And I think that's what they're going to do. They're taking the phone route because if you remember, go back to what Phil said.
Yeah,
they're working on next gen consoles, right? And a lot of people assume, well, that has to do with the cloud thing, maybe, but maybe they're just working on multiple consoles to launch with multiple price points and multiple SKUs.
I don't know. Now, here's what I said. Here was my pitch a while ago. Okay, and I want to hear what you got to say about this, Crap. I don't think there will be multiple SKUs, but however, one of those SKUs is already in your home. I think we're going to get Scarlet that will be, I'm not going to say a price on it because I'm not in that position to give a price or a prediction at this point, but it's going to be very, very powerful. The other SKU is called the Xbox One X because realistically, Crap, if you have one that's dedicated 4K 60 and it's this mega machine, okay, that's going to come out. And I don't even think that 4K 60 thing is a kind of a pipe dream because we talked to the Don and developers. That's not necessarily the case. But you know what I mean? It's all-powerful Scarlet. That's going to be whatever, $499, $599, whatever. But really, you say they're going to have another SKU, one lower. That's already out. It's called the Xbox One X. It's doing
could be, but I mean,
what do you want it to do?
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. And it's still, I know a lot of people like, this is why I think that that next gen or quote unquote won't launch till 2020, maybe even later. But the reason being is the Xbox One X supposedly is still not making like money on units sold at $499.
Right, okay? But exactly. Now, but the X will make that money for them when they lower that to, let's say, $350 or $299.
Maybe, but there's also rumors that Microsoft might not do that whole forward compatibility thing now too. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's the rumor. Like stuff like this Elder Scrolls and this Starfield and stuff are rumored to only be in development for next gen stuff. Yeah, next gen targeted specs or whatever. So
well, I mean, listen, let's listen. Everybody that's listening right now,
rumors.
It's fine. And people that are listening later, here's the thing, guys. If we were all sitting at the boardroom, this whole forward compatibility thing does put a bit of a handcuff on the new generation of consoles, right? I mean, a lot of people are not going to upgrade if they can enjoy those games currently in their homes. So do you see what I mean? So when we say that Microsoft and Sony may not elect to give us forward, I don't know if necessarily I'm that upset. I mean, from a consumer standpoint, it would have been nice to be able to say, oh, I've got these X's in the house. Now I can leave the Xbox One X here and go get one Scarlet because I can use the X in other places. But realistically, from a standpoint of like generations, you do need to have a stopgap at some point, right? Or no?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
You have to. I mean, you've got to. Here's the thing. If we were still having to have stuff be scaled down to 360 and PS3, we've gotten Red Dead 2. No. I mean, let's just be honest. Red Dead 1, even at 4K, as good as that looked on the X, no comparison to what Red Dead 2 looks like. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Eventually, that stuff does hold it back a little bit. And I know the Don will say differently and maybe some other. But I've seen some devs go, well, yeah, like we have to hold things back because it's got to go on that original Xbox hardware too.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Don has always said that the new thing they do now is they used to make everything for the lowest common denominator and then ramp up with ports. Now Don is, and if I'm wrong, correct me, Crap. But the last time the Don was on the show, he had said now they make these games basically to the nth power of a PC, and then they dumb it down accordingly for the other consoles.
The thing is, though, it's like some of these worlds or the NPCs that are on there are so much. Yeah. There's so many that, you know, it's going to be difficult to be able to run that on lesser hardware. You know, it's not going to be able to keep up. So, you know, like I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do at that particular point. That's
why I say this. If you have a vanilla PS4 or an Xbox One Day One edition, you've got this opportunity right now. And I know I can't say, I don't know when the Red Dead Redemption 2 offer ends, but I know that the $200 and $250 options with GameStop ends today.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm telling you right now, if you have an S, a 500 gigabyte S, and you can get $250 for it, like, dude, most of you paid $250 for that S on a sale at Christmas a couple years ago. Like, you're getting your full money.
Or if you have a PS4 Slim, man, and you want to get rid of it because you already played the games like Xbox or whatever, you get $250 for that as well. So
right, this is a no-brainer for you folks, and you have 2 more years in this generation. You know, you've got the rest of 18, which is, you know, there's only about 2 months left. You've got all of 19 and all of 20. When people say 2020 is the release date, it's not January 1st, 2020. It's actually the end of 2020.
You might as well just consider it 2021.
Absolutely.
It's like, everybody's like, oh, Xbox One and PS4 launched in 2013. I mean, they launched in November and end of November. So basically 2014.
Right.
You know? So, and in some countries, not till 2014, right? Like, so,
yeah,
you know, it kind of is what it is. And I think that, you know, and I saw somebody go, oh, well, the consoles aren't phones. You know, you can't release them every year. They're not releasing them every year. It's probably every 3 years, you know, just, you know, to kind of keep up with the tech and stuff like that. You know, and I think that's smart because you know what? There's some people that maybe don't care. You look, if you have a fat Xbox One, you can still play Red Dead 2. You can still play Halo. You can still take advantage of Game Pass. Maybe you're just a person that doesn't care about, you know, 4K or that kind of stuff. You're still going to be able to play these great games on, you know what I'm saying, on a good system. You know, but I think that you have to be able to cater towards, you know, the hardcore group. You know, that hardcore group of gamers that wants the best. And just like the people that go out and spend $1,000 on an iPhone X and then a year later on an iPhone X Pro or whatever the hell they're spending on, you know? Just the way it is. What did you think about the PS4 Pro commercial that says play in 4K on PS4 Pro, game outputs 2160, 4K TV required?
I think it's a marvelous campaign ad by Sony. I like how one of the guys on Twitter, he's a PlayStation fan. He took that image and he goes, okay. I don't know if he was like waving the white flag or whatever, but he was kind of like, I get it. And then he put 4K-ish in the picture, meaning like, you know, look, crap. Sony's been playing with words this entire generation, and nobody seems to care. This game is the first one that we can actually say, literally, you could see the difference. And I know you gave some great examples on other games, Crap, but I think moving forward, now the X is going to start to take that spotlight away, where Sony's going to say 4K and people are going to go, be careful. You know what I mean? Be careful, because you're saying it's true. It's not true 4K. And look at the differences are not, you don't need a monocle anymore, Crap. You can see it from 20 feet away. You know? So what do I think of it? I think it's just more Sony smoke and mirrors. It's what they do. That's what they do. You know, look at they have Red Dead Redemption 2. You go buy it. It says exclusive, right? It says exclusive. People think it's exclusive. It's not. You get an exclusive hat. You get an exclusive scarf and maybe one side bank robbery mission or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, and there's 8,000 bank robbery missions in the game, so it's not exclusive. Nothing's really exclusive. Michelle Alexandria says, give half to Boom's charity. Hey, Michelle, just so you know, karma's always great. I was on Boom's channel. He did a great, by the way, everybody please go over and see Boom. If he does any shows between now and the end of October, he's doing it for breast cancer awareness. And I just donated the other day. I gave him $50 to his charity.
Shut that damn dog up.
So yes, I did I just want to answer to Michelle. Michelle, I did give $50 to Boom's charity just yesterday, the day before. I do recommend everybody work their way over there, and please do give some money to that. All
this money you're getting, though, you got more than enough to donate all that, man.
We can donate it. We can donate it. That's right. So absolutely, I recommend we do hook Boom up. He's been doing a great event for charity, and I think Michelle makes a great point. So if you haven't got a chance to go check out Mr. Boomstick's XL channel, go do that immediately, please. But yeah, no crap. I think that this is the turning point in the road. Now, the question is, are we going to see other multiplats have this kind of degree of visual difference between games moving forward? I know right now, I know you guys don't really care, but I'm kind of keeping an eye on Fallout 76. And Fallout 76, listen, the Bethesda games have always had a hard time out the gate. Okay, they've always had a hard time out the gate. But realistically, the PS4 Pro version and the Xbox One X version seem to be also having quite a huge delta, quite a huge difference there in performance output. And the Xbox One X looks fantastic. So are we starting to see this trend, crap? Is this the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Of the obvious? I mean, the beginning of the obvious?
Yeah, people are starting to know, and it's because it's the biggest game, the most anticipated game of the year, probably the generation.
Right.
So people are obviously going to want to play, and it's not on PC. If Phil Spencer's paying attention and they get a big pickup in Xbox One X purchases, then that should be a little clue to him that maybe not everything should be on PC day and date. Just saying.
Yes.
I mean, look, PC dudes are buying an X. You got PlayStation dudes buying an X. People in the media buying an X. Now, I don't know. I mean, this is because I don't think NPD is a huge indicator anymore. But what happens if they sneak in on in October and win that based on people wanting to play the best version? What's that tell you?
Yeah.
I mean, because supposedly there's the numbers are through the roof. Supposedly, I don't know.
I'll tell you something, crap. And listen, this is Mooch is going through his file cabinet right now, pulling out some old news here, crap. But you're right. I think a huge miss. And I bet you somebody at Microsoft Xbox division is saying this, but not loud, saying, man, I wish we did what we did with the PC games going to PC right away, but I wish we waited 30 days. I think what they should have done is waited a 30 or, like games, all first party games going to the Windows Store 30 days after release. And you might go, Mooch, what's the difference? 30 days, 1 day, same time, huge difference, crap. You've got everybody and their parents talking about, I have friends of mine saying they're going to play Red Dead Redemption 2. They had no interest in Red Dead Redemption 2. But after the advertising, the marketing between NFL games, on during Walking Dead, okay, crap, nonstop for the past 3 weeks, and you're going to see it for another 2-3 weeks in your face. They're going to play it, and they're buying the X. What I'm saying to you is that I think they made a grave mistake in making it day one. I love what they did. But they should have done it with a 30-day buffer. What that does is it means if you're hardcore and you are hardcore and you do not want to wait 30 days is excruciatingly long.
I thought it would have been better to do it 6 months, or you know what I mean?
Fine. Crap. Yeah. I mean, we'll go the farther out only adds to my case. I'm just trying to play. I'm at the table with the executives, and I'm sitting there and I'm telling them, how do we revert back without looking like we have too much egg on our face? The only way to truly do that is to move it 30 days. Because if you go 6 months, you're like, uh-oh, these guys they really screwed up. Like 30 days, crap, I'm telling you right now, there's no way anybody chomping at the bit is going to wait 30 days to play Red Dead Redemption 2 when they have a YouTube channel or they have excitement or they're in their youth and they just love video. They love gaming. They're hardcore. They're not waiting 30 days, crap. They're just not. They're going to go and buy the system so they can enjoy the game while it's relevant on their favorite Twitch channel, their favorite Mixer channel, Twitter, or YouTube. That's the thing. That's why when you see, like myself, you guys know this, I'm a huge Destiny fan. I put Destiny down September 7th, pardon me, because here's the thing. I kind of did because I wanted to play the other games that are relevant now. Destiny 2 is going to come back to fruition for everybody come end of December, January, February when other DLC releases and the game has its other pickups. But playing Assassin's Creed or playing Red Dead Redemption in February doesn't hold as much oomph. You know what I mean? So people that are hardcore want to play now. I think Microsoft made a mistake in doing day and date. They should have done 30 or 60 days. And that doesn't hurt the PC gamer. The PC gamer wasn't getting them anyway. They didn't know any better. They would have been like, wow, we're getting games after. The narrative may have stayed the same. The PC gamer would have said, you know what? I don't need an Xbox now. I'll play it in 30 days. That's fine. The PC gamer was never going to buy one anyway. That's fine. But you would have not kept so many people on the PlayStation side or deciding to buy a console, not because they can buy it on PC day and date. And that's where I think it was a lost opportunity. You know, that I don't know. I can't see.
Not only that, but I don't think that everything should be there to begin with. And I mean, I've said that kind of before. Like, I don't have a problem with them getting, but there is such a thing as a console seller.
Absolutely.
And, Halo and Gears and stuff are console sellers, and I get that they're trying to do with like their streaming service and stuff like that. And I think that's fine, but I think it's pretty clear that there are certain games that push consoles. And look, Red Dead Redemption is one of them. It seems to be. Who would have thought that is? I mean, believe it or not, Fortnite pushes their Xbox Live Gold sales, and that's why they haven't as yet made it free to play for people yet. You know what I mean? Like people that like they haven't. Part of the reason they're having these record-breaking numbers, which they just announced, is because of all these amazing sales, right? Like you see Fortnite just racking in the money. You know, people got to pay and renew their $60 for the year. You know, and that's just kind of the way it is. You know what I mean? Like I think it's weird how they're gonna do Game Pass on PC, right? Because they announced that, but you have games like Halo 5. Sunset Overdrive, other games as well that are on there that aren't on PC to begin with. So are those games omitted? Is that a stealth announcement that they're going to PC? Like, how are they going to work that? You know, is it going to be slightly different? Are they going to have slightly different games? You know, because that's how it is on the PC version of EA Access and EA Access for consoles.
Yeah.
You know, like
I know,
like you do have to wonder a little bit what they're doing right there. Also, one thing that worries me about this XO event is that they are, they're going to be talking about more mouse and keyboard shit that I don't think most people care about. Possibly, Gears Tactics, which I don't think console gamers care about, especially if it doesn't come to Xbox day and date. Like, I don't think anybody will care.
PC is Xbox and the Xbox is PC. Crap. Listen, they don't come out and say that. I've been saying that for well over a year. That's what they're pushing. It's as clear as day.
It is, but then it should all be, it should be a two-way street all along. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, how does the PC get an announced exclusive and the Xbox not? So I see some people's complaint on that, and I agree.
Well, do you think that'll all change, though? You think that's part of this mouse and keyboard stuff? So now you have Age of Empires coming over, possibly?
Here's the thing, right? If it's, you can play Age of Empire if you want to play with a mouse and keyboard. No, I don't give a shit. I don't want to play with a mouse and keyboard on my console. If they have it, no, Mooch is a Giants fan.
Yeah, no, I'm writing him right now. I'm writing him right now. I was just gonna say I'm having Giants fan having a shit year, by the way.
You're having back-to-back shit years.
It's crazy. We never I don't mind, sports, but I don't really mind having a bad year, once like we did. But like the Giants, we've always been in what we'll call the hunt. We're always in the hunt, and it's 2 years. We're not even in the hunt. It's like, geez.
Yeah, especially this early. I mean, what do you do for the? I mean, unless
I got my Celtics back to game.
I
tell you that much.
Less stressful, at least.
Yes, it is.
It's like, oh well, they'll probably lose.
The Giants are playing the Redskins at 1. I got news for you, dude. I'll have it on, like kind of looking at it, but I'm playing Red Dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you.
Yeah. Sports. Timodos. Shout out to Timodos. Some great people here, by the way. Boom, boom, kaboom in the room. He came through too.
In the room.
Yes. And shout out to a couple, even the Sony guys that come out that are awesome. Shout out to Thumbs. Just fun to even say his name. And Seth is here too. And also Face 23. Just good to see you guys all out here. Good Dag's had a couple of great stories in the chat too, Crap, where he said he finally, after all this time, has finally heard his Xbox fan kick on for the first time.
I remember your Xbox One X fan.
Oh yeah,
the first one you got, it was like ooga chaka, ooga ooga ooga.
Yeah, I know, right? It was crazy.
Like I sent a video of it to Mikey Barra.
I did. I sent it to him. I go, Mike, is this what it's supposed to sound like? He goes, you know what? It was so funny. It was like when George Costanza went to go see the doctor about that discoloration on his upper lip. And he's like, oh, I don't know what that is. Mike was like, I don't know what that is. You might want to trade it in. I was like, oh shit, that's not good. So it was loud as hell.
Yeah.
But I shout out to Punk Dish. He was also on Friday's Crossfire. Punk. You know what I've been doing? I'm glad he brought this up. He says, playing any Blackout today? The answer is absolutely. Listen. So Crap, I was saying this to you earlier when we were getting into our initial thoughts of Red Dead Redemption 2. The game, sometimes I love it. I get in there, I do 2-3 missions, and then I'm not going to lie to you. When I'm back at the camp and I'm kind of, I'm going over to talk to Dutch and a couple other people, the slow moving discussion. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time and I get a little, I got to snap out of it. So what I was doing yesterday, and I noticed you were on there too, Crap. I closed out Red Dead and sparked up a little Blackout on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And that speed and getting back into something that was riveting and fast and fun was very, very welcoming. So yeah, Punk, to be honest with you, at some point today, you will see me on Blackout for sure, because I do want to, here's the thing. Red Dead Redemption is so long of a game, Crap. It could, not only is it the game of our existence, it may take the rest of your existence on Earth. So that being said, if you don't chip away at it little by little, you might as well just go ahead and put it on the shelf with your Witcher 3 collection. I mean, yeah, that's the best way to look at it, to be honest with you, is if you can play it here and there, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm not going to just play it through all the, you know what I mean? Like, right. All the time, just, I'm going to spend 200 hours straight through. No, man. Excuse me. Every day, I play Black Ops a little bit too. You know what I mean? Are you playing Blackout or are you playing multiplayer? I'm just playing the multiplayer, man. Blackout seems like it doesn't run great for me. I don't know what the deal is. Well, there was an article out this morning, Crap, that says something. I don't know if it was overnight or whatever, but they've really worked on their servers. So supposedly it's running better, and it's really only happening with quads. And I know you might go, well, yeah, that's how I play, and I typically like to as well. But I've been strategically asking one friend or something to play as duos, because duos runs as smooth as butter. So it's just with quads, and they're working it out. That does kind of stink. But I've been going back and forth, because what am I now? I think I'm like level, and this is nothing to brag about by no means, but I'm at like level 24, 25 in the multiplayer. Yeah. So I mean, I've been playing multiplayer as well because I'm enjoying it. But I gotta say, man, that Blackout is it's refreshing. It's very refreshing. I mean, it is, and I like that kind of stuff. Just like I said, usually I'm never with less than, 3 people. So it's always like, you got to play quads, and it's like a flip book, man. You jump and then, it's like a frame. It's not very good. No, it's not. And that's during quads though, right? Crap. Yeah. Plus I like the speed. Yeah, that's quads. I like the speed of the team death and those maps and stuff like that. So, I can, do pretty well on those. So I've been having a good time with just kind of playing through that level. I think I'm level 52 or something. So yeah, I noticed. Well, you really are putting in some time. I got to get in there with you and Hellhammer and maybe Graves if you guys got room for a fourth there. It would be fun to try quads out again, or get a group together and do some multiplayer. I don't know. For some reason, I got to say, I'm shout out to Punk again for making that. I need a break sometimes from Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, yeah, I do that too, man. Like, I played for a while yesterday, and then I was like, I need a break. So I did a podcast for an hour and a half. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I liked it, set it back up, and I was like, holy crap, I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. I was just like, well, it's because, like if you look at the user review scores on Metacritic, the Xbox One version of Red Dead was a 5.5, and now it's a 6.5. And the PS4 one was a 8.5, and now it's a 7.5. So you got people like trying to go and do the opposite thing on both. You know what I mean? So at one time there was a 3-point difference
between the two versions, which I thought was ridiculous. And I'm like, why are people wasting their time, you know, doing the user review stuff? Like, just because the Xbox One X version is better or whatever, like so many people just get butthurt over that. Like, damn, get over it. You know,
no, I don't. I mean, to be honest with you, and it was funny. What was it? Someone here says, I thought this was Sir X-Man says, you know, I guess that means PUBG is dead. I've actually had a lot of friends, pardon me, that have bought Black Ops 4 crap. And they said, so I guess ultimately, and they said the same thing Sir X-Man just said. They said, so ultimately, I don't see myself going back to PUBG. And I said, really? And they're like, no. They're like, this is kind of like, this is the PUBG I wanted. That's what people keep saying. That's what Blackout is. Blackout's the PUBG they wanted. Yeah, I understand that there's a hiccup with quads, which is definitely it's an issue, and I'm not going to defend it. But I just think that's the thing, crap. It's got does this almost put a nail in the coffin for PUBG, or does PUBG have a place?
I think PUBG still has a place. Some people it's that PUBG is way more strategic and stuff than Blackout. So, you know, Blackout is something you can play when you got 10 minutes. PUBG is something that you better not even think about playing it unless you got 45 minutes to spare. Yeah. You know, like a real game to legitly play that game and hunker down. And, you know, literally it takes a ton of patience and time. And, you know, so for me personally, I think that it's pretty, you know, they've done they're different games in a lot of aspects, you know. I mean, obviously there's some things that they copied there. Some similarities, but damn, that $100 is still showing up, man. Damn.
Yeah, well, crap, you know, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I got news for you. I donated, like I said, I donated 50 during Boom's thing on Friday to breast cancer awareness, and it stayed up there for about half the show. Yeah. And one other person did 100, and that was there the whole show. And I'm like, it's showing up my 50.
Yeah, it made your 50 look like shit.
It did.
Yeah,
it did. Shout out to Manny. Manny's an awesome dude. You know, so many people are amazing in the community. Crap, it's just it's mind blowing to me. Shout out Stephen Roush, who also he says, Mooch, let's get together and play some Fallout 76. You know, a lot of people aren't really down with Fallout 76, but I like where the game is going. I like that post-apocalyptic world. So, you know, I was actually looking to maybe stream. You know, there's not a lot of games, crap, that I want to stream. Like, who wants to tune in and watch anybody play Red Dead? There's a lot of people watching people play Red Dead Redemption 2. That game's already moving at a slow pace for you, the user. Now you want to watch somebody else doing it?
Yeah.
You know, that's like watching somebody on the cooking channel make butter. You know, you churn it.
That'd be pretty bad. You know,
who wants to watch somebody churn butter? So that's the equivalent of it in the gaming world. But, you know, Fallout is different. Fallout, you've got the factions going on, and you've got a group of people. And here's the thing. You can't get into Fallout 76 unless you're going to have a group of people that you always meet up with. It's very important that you have that. It's even more important, crap, than the fire team in Destiny, because that you can mix and match people. This one here, I think you have to have that same community, and watching that community grow, go do some missions, see some crazy stuff. They say there's wild things to find out in the public eye out there. It's crazy stuff happening. And then there's the other factions that are trying to attack you, take your stuff. That's something I wouldn't mind watching. It's like almost watching your own version of Walking Dead. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's your bag. I know it's not your bag. Def Jam Bam says, for the God's sakes, who's shouting? That's the problem I have with. I get a little too excited with Fallout. But yeah, no, Fallout's there's a little something there. But the community's great, and I was thinking about maybe streaming that game. Crap, I think maybe that would have.
I mean, maybe, audience. But that game just seems like it's going to take up so much time, right?
You think so?
Yeah, like, dude, it's like a MMO. So yeah, I think it's going to take up a ton of time. Like, I have Elder Scrolls Online. I've not even had a chance to play it. Yeah, because it's just like I have friends that play it, and they're just on it 24/7.
Yep.
You know, and here's the thing: I really love Skyrim, right? And supposedly it's like Skyrim but MMO style. And you know, you have to spend so much time in those games, and I just don't really have that kind of time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see what you're saying there, and I mean, I'll be honest with you. Shout out to Gadang. You know, Gadang says he's tried the solo aspect of Fallout 76. But he'd be willing to try it with a group. Sounds like it would be more fun. I'm just going to say this much. To be honest with you, Gadang is somebody I would want to have in my group, because that dude put 400+ hours, crap, in the State of Decay 2. Okay? That means he doesn't just play crossword puzzles. He creates them.
Yeah.
Okay? Wow. That is dedication, Gadang. So yeah, if I end up getting that, if we right. Can you imagine if somebody ever said to you, I want you to create a crossword puzzle? That's literally, you're better off doing time. But yeah, nonetheless, I think that could be a lot of fun. And I wouldn't mind having Gadang in the group there. He says 300. He's got 300 hours in the Elder Scrolls Online as well.
Jesus, dude. Where do you, well, I mean,
I think we just found out, everybody. This is just breaking. Gadang is the person who won the $1.6 billion of South Carolina. He's got to be retired.
He's really got, you know, he's got a lot of time, man. I don't really.
Well, Enrique in the chat says Fallout 76 is going to be a buggy mess. Enrique, listen, I'm not going to go ahead and say you're wrong. There's no real Bethesda game that's come out from Bethesda Studios. Okay, I'm not talking about id, and I'm not talking about all the other companies that are owned under the Bethesda umbrella. But this game developer in particular, yes, they do have buggy games, but for some reason they're buggy. Does it make sense when you have something buggy but fun? Is that?
Yeah, I mean that's
game ending buggy. I don't.
Yeah, think. I mean that happens. I mean, a lot of Bethesda is known for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of their games have like some of those issues and things like that. So, you know, most people kind of come to expect it. That's why some people will buy those games like 6 months after they launch. You know, Ubisoft is known for that too, right? Where like some of their games will have issues and stuff. You know, for the first couple of months, and then they'll fix it. Like I remember loving Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yes.
But not at first. It was a complete joke. You saw people walking in the sky, right? It was like ridiculous. And then you went back to it like 6 months later, and it was much, much better. It was an amazing game. You know, but fortunately people don't want to wait around for that. You know, that's why games should get delayed when they need to be delayed. You know what I mean? So hopefully hopefully we see more of that in the future. Like I would rather have a delayed game that's good than a shitty game that's rushed.
And Red Dead's a great example.
Yeah, I mean, look at Red Dead. Yeah, like nobody was like complaining about that. That game was in development for 8 years.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Nobody said anything. I mean, have you ever had a game though, Crap, that you're not into, but you wanted to be into it? Does that make sense? See, Fallout's that game for me. Like, I
can't stand Fallout.
Well, I played a little bit of Fallout 4, and I really liked it. The things I didn't care about it so much was that it's, I don't know, like the way that they move you from mission to mission and the way that you could start to build. The building element that's in Fallout 4, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But the problem I have is that they don't make the building aspect a necessity, but they want you to do it. It's hard to put into words. They're like, don't build if you don't want to, but you really should build. You're like, what? So should I? So you're out there scrapping and going to the workshop and the workshop and the workbench, and you're creating. You make this house. You got the rooms. You're starting to build a colony, and then you're like, dude, I'm not doing anything in the game though. The game's not progressing. I'm just like stagnant, you know. Yeah. And shout out to Enrique. Thank you for bringing that up, Crap. I do want to kind of talk about it. Now I don't want to harp on it because I think we're moving on. But Enrique says Rockstar crunch. You know, listen, the crunch
Rockstar
is real.
Is life.
Yes.
They're living life. They realize not everything is a participation trophy and a pat on your back and a flower. I mean,
that's right.
Congratulations. You sign up for something and you're part of a world-class team that put out the highest rated game of the generation on both platforms, and you're going to win game of the year. Those people will look back on that fondly.
Yes.
You know, people don't look back on their school years fondly when they're happening. And then you look back and you go, damn, that was a good time. You know? Hey, Sir X-Man says, Crap, I miss Collins. We're going to allow call-ins again. We're working on it, man.
Yeah, we're working on that, guys.
Anybody really out there knows how to use OBS and wants to be part of the team, and you got, you know, some dedication, some time, and some talent, let us know, man. I don't care who you are, man.
It doesn't matter, man. We want to get someone who's just enthusiastic. Listen, you guys know this about Mooch and Crap, right? So every Wednesday, short of like holiday or birthday or something like crazy, which is only about 4 or 5 absences. Same thing for Crossfire. We are always there on Wednesday night. We're always there on Friday night, and we always either do a Thursday or Sunday. We get an M&C in there. So our dedication is true to you guys, the customer, the viewer, the panel, and all of you great Patreon folks. You guys continue to support us, and we can't thank you enough. That is going to go towards a lot of new equipment for whoever our new person is. So don't feel like your Patreon is not for anything. It is going towards equipment. But nonetheless, anybody out there that wants to apply, definitely want to. Me and Crap are more than willing to talk to anybody and see if it's the perfect fit. So please do reach out to us. Like I say, the artwork is
run OBS, and we're getting the artwork done.
Artwork will be done soon, and the theme song. We do have to check in with live. We got to see what's going on there, but it should be done very, very soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
MNC. Wake on up.
Wake on up. All right, there's a lot of things Mooch does, but I don't know if you want me singing. That's not necessarily just saying. Just put that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how do you spell crunch? I spell it Goty. Game of the year, God damn it, that's what it is. It's game of the year. I don't understand how you can say that, like, you know, crunch is a bad thing. Crap. We all work very hard. Every single person listening to this show gets up and works very hard. And you know what? When your boss or yourself, if it's your own business, and you know you got to put in those extra hours, you know what you do? You put in those extra hours. You make the product the best it possibly can be.
Hey, Mooch, I know you love anniversaries of games, right? That's your favorite thing. Halo 5 is 3 years old.
Is it?
Yeah, 3 years old. Can you believe that?
Remind me to get it a blanket with its name embroidered in it.
I'm just saying, man. Can you believe that it's been 3 years already? Man.
doesn't feel like a day went by.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, holy crap, I'm old.
I don't think the age of Halo 5 has anything to do with your lifeline. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Well, no, I mean, it's just surprising that we don't even have an idea when the next one's coming. You know,
this is true.
Like,
this is true.
That's rare.
Well, when you say that, do you mean Halo 6 or do you mean Halo Infinite in general? Well, Halo Infinite, I would assume that's got 2020 written all over it with the new console.
You might think that, but we didn't even see anything but a engine. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, I got news for you. That's a lot considering we're in the years of Phil. Phil doesn't want to show anything.
What the hell have they been doing for 3 years, though? You know what I mean? They've had to have been doing something.
Absolutely.
You know, so
but I'm okay not seeing huge bites again like we used to. Just show me small, just like Red. We didn't see a lot of Red Dead either. Crap.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's like 500 employees there too. So you'd figure over the 30 or 3 years that they've got to have something cooking, right? So, have you heard about this 1UP arcade cabinets? These arcade machines.
I have actually.
They're actually pretty cool. Okay, so they're not full size arcades, right? They're I think 2/3 or something sized. And so they sell these things that you sit them on top of to make them as tall as normal arcades would be.
Yeah.
So you basically need to buy both things. But I think it's pretty cool. I've been thinking about like picking one or two up, man. Like,
what do they offer? What games are they offering, Crap?
I will tell you in 1 second when I look this up.
Well, while you're looking it up, let me ask you this. That's something that's just a generic kind of question. These aren't like the full size arcade though, right? Aren't they kind of miniature a little bit? Aren't
they're not. Yeah, like I said, they're about third.
Okay, did you say that? I'm sorry, I apologize. I was typing.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, they're like $2.99. And so you can get Rampage, you can get Street Fighter 2, you can get Gauntlet, Joust, Defender. There's like a midway classic ones. Okay, so there's one that has Centipede, Missile Command, Crystal Castles, Millipede. One has Rampage, Gauntlet, Joust. One has Super Street Fighter, Champion Street Fighter Edition, Super Street Fighter 2 Edition. Yeah, pretty interesting. So,
yep.
The Rampage there. So they're 4 feet tall.
Okay,
right?
All right. That's not very big.
Yeah, I mean, but they sell these things that, like these things that you set them on, right? And that makes them taller. Like how
well, especially you. I mean, you're 6'5", Crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, what I'm saying is they sell those things for them, which I think is cool. You know, I'm like, when have you been able to get arcade like cabinets and actually be able to use?
I love the idea, Crap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty damn cool. You know.
But at the same time, I do have to say also that I don't know if I would ever use it.
Yeah, probably not use it a ton. But I think it'd be cool to have. Like, I'm a collector, so like right away I'm just like, hey, that'd be a cool place to put something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I gotta look more into it. I know that I thought there was something also Boom was doing. Is that the same company that Boom's got?
Yeah, it's 1UP. They also have an asteroids machine. So I thought this was like $2.99, man. You can't really that's pretty cool.
I agree. Hey, and shout out to Blue Rain who's in the chat. He says, Mooch, I'd love to help you with the podcast, but time zones and my job won't help probably. Blue, let's talk offline. Hit me up on Twitter and let's see what let's see if there actually is any kind of roadblock. Maybe there isn't. You never know. But yeah, if you have OBS skills, it's definitely worth a discussion at the very least. Yeah, I don't know. Crap. Now the XO event's coming up in a few weeks. and I watch your channel all the time. Is there anything new or kind of coming out that we didn't know about before, or maybe a rumor of something that maybe we talked about something? I'm going to say Left 4 Dead. Any rumors of that heating up? Anything we can talk about? Maybe we can't. I don't know.
You mean like the studios?
Yes.
Okay, so Turtle Rock Studios,
exactly,
who made Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 and Evolve, they're rumored to be bought out by Microsoft and announced at E3, or XO.
I'm just gonna say this, Crap. That excites me. Okay.
Yeah,
it does. No, and I mean that. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, we've talked about other companies that they would get, like people like, oh, maybe they'll pick up MDHR. I'm like,
yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's still possible. I think they're picking up more than just the one. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why do they keep picking up all? Well, you got Game Pass. You've got other people jumping into the thing. You want to get as many of these established. I had a good laugh at this guy's comment. He says crossplay is possible because Sony listens to gamers. When Sony wanted to do crossplay last gen, Xbox shut it down, but now we have it. So that's that.
Right.
Oh, Sony listens to gamer, but it's only on one game, and they're taking it case by case basis, and it happens to be only the biggest game where people were starting to abandon PlayStation in order to go to Xbox. And there is absolutely zero evidence that Microsoft or that Sony reached out to Microsoft to do crossplay last gen. Zero. And the people that bring this up don't realize how long ago that was, because we're already 5+ years into this generation, and Phil Spencer's only been ahead and you're talking about when Bill Gates was still the CEO of Microsoft, and then it was Ballmer, and now it's Nadella. Like, damn, like, come on, let's get real. It's one thing to go, oh, well, we offer it. Like, there's no way. I've looked on the internet. There was no place where Sony was like, we want to do crossplay with Microsoft on Xbox Live. None of that. You see a couple of studios that were like, we'd love to do crossplay, but Xbox Live is a closed thing.
Right.
It was never, 100%.
Crap, if they were to pick up that studio, though, they don't get Left 4 Dead. Is that still owned by
Valve?
Valve?
Yeah. A little interesting that those games are now 4K enhanced, though, huh?
That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, what are we hinting at here? And I mean, here's the thing, though. But if you go and pick up that talent, which is great, Valve's not gonna let them. Yeah, and here's Left 4 Dead 2. Knock yourself out. Not happening. So but they could make something like a Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
which would be great.
Yeah, like something like that. That would be perfect for Game Pass or whatever.
Dude, I've been waiting for Left 4 Dead 3 forever, and I've given up on it. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh yeah, bring out Half-Life again. Everybody like wants the next Half-Life 3 or whatever.
Half-Life is like the most overrated thing ever.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I always like to tell people. It was better in your memory when you played it. It's not necessarily the game. Like, a lot of people went back and played Shenmue, right? The 1 and 2. You got it. Crap, you played it. And you said you actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. But realistically,
it's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, it's not good. But I mean, it's not good now compared to today's standards is what I mean. But at the same time, back when you played it, it was probably awesome back then because it was revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up. It was so awful, it's good, I guess. That's a way to really kind of sum up Shenmue, right? Like, the controls are clunky, and the voice acting is bad. And to be honest with you, I thought that game was a lot bigger, the first one, than it actually is. Like, because I remember it being like sort of this open world, and you got to go do this. And I got lost playing it on the Dreamcast, and when I played it on Xbox, it wasn't nearly how I remembered it, to be honest with you. So
right. And I mean, that's the thing I always say with the nostalgia games, and I know you guys are all excited. Everybody's excited. I think Banjo coming back is fine. I think that's going to happen. That's almost all but certain, right? Crap. I mean, we're seeing more and more evidence of it daily.
Yeah, well, Unreal Engine 4, they just re-signed, they just renewed it. It's supposed to be in the Smash Brothers. There's a possibility that's happening. Probably likely. To be honest with you. I think that's happening. I think that's happening. I think Perfect Dark's happening. I think Matt Booty was playing Killer Instinct at that studio the other day.
Was he?
Yeah, I think. Right. I think there's a lot of things happening right now for Xbox. That's
what I was saying to some of the Sony fans that are in the chat here. Guys, what I was saying was it takes time. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you to come to Mooch and Crap and be like, well, I'll take Mooch's word for it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it takes time. You guys know that too. And I don't blame you for for keeping up your end of the conversation. But crap, you've got Microsoft that went and built the most powerful console, and we've heard it from Jez, and we've heard it from others that I don't think they're going to relinquish the Power Crown moving forward. I just don't.
Yeah. I don't see that either. Like, they see how important it is. You can't launch next gen or whatever and be less than, because then the Sony fans will just flip flop and the media will just flip flop back to Sony being great.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, and ultimately great.
Yeah, because you got people go, now which console are you going to get? Are you going to get the PlayStation 5 or are you going to get the Xbox Scarlet they do? Right.
Right.
You know, and people are going to go, well, I'm going to get the PlayStation 5 because it's more powerful. And also we know Sony's going to come out with these great games.
Right. You know? And there you go. And you already lost at that point. You lost a generation already.
Yes.
You know, and that's the thing. So
he said, look, Roman says, dude, have you played Half-Life? I've tried to play Half-Life numerous times and that game sucks balls. There's no, like, the protagonist that doesn't talk is so hackneyed and old school. You know what I mean? I hate that. Right. It's just something like that. I've never Roman in crap. I've not played it. I've watched a lot of footage on it. It reminds me of like, the early days of GTA 5. Yeah.
Or not GTA 5, GTA. Well, not GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA,
not GTA 5. Like the early days, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it seems very bland. And I think for its time, it was fantastic. But I think now everyone's like, give me that. And I'm like, I don't know do we really want that? Or are we just lost in nostalgia? And that happens to a lot of us. You know, a lot of people say that. You know, I don't know. Myself personally, I've kind of moved on from that now. You know, there's a lot of old, like I like Ghosts and Goblins growing up. I loved it. Great. It's great.
Yeah.
But I don't want Ghosts and Goblins rebuilt up 2D scroller for me next year. I don't. You know, Castlevania, loved it. But now the new Castlevania, they want to come out with a new one and make it new and go somewhere with it, you know, 2018, do it. But if you're going to take Castlevania 2 and redo it and make it look prettier and it's 2D scroller, I'm not saying I wouldn't pick it up when it's $3, but I'm not going to sit here and make a podcast about it.
Yeah.
You know? But that's the thing. Nostalgia kind of creeps on people and gets everything. Now, as far as getting back to the XO event crap, I think that they have to have, you know, we haven't heard about some of the first party studios showing up. We don't know who's coming. We don't know who's not, right?
Well, we know Greenberg met with Ninja Theory and his whole marketing team met with Ninja Theory. Well,
we know Halo and Gears won't be there.
Yeah, no Halo, which could be a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're boasting this great thing that's going to come, crapping, the two things that we thought were definitely going to be there, then we're going to see some other stuff.
Yeah, right. And Seth, thanks for bringing up Battletoads, man. I can't wait to actually get a look at that as well. You know, I'm excited to play that. Look, let's be honest. Microsoft has the potential to have a much better lineup next year than Sony. You know, Sony doesn't even have release years on their games. You know, like it's Days Gone and what the hell is it? And Dreams, suppose. Like, and I know nobody's going to play Dreams that we know, right? No. So basically it's those two things. And I mean, there's a possibility something else could come out, but I still am dubious. I don't think it's going to be Ghost of Tsushima. I don't think it's going to be Death Stranding. They probably got to put more places for you to deliver packages there. You know, Last of Us 2, are they going to come out with 2 zombie games in the same year?
That's the thing now. And now that they pushed Days Gone all the way up to the end of April.
Yeah.
Now I don't see The Last of Us 2 coming out next year.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna promote and hype up zombies, and then that's gonna die out around May just to get excited about zombies again in September. I don't think so. So that sucks for me. I was really looking forward to The Last of Us 2. And so that really tells you that they're gonna follow suit with what they did last time, and they're gonna end the generation with The Last of Us 2 on PS4 Pro. And then you'll have, you know, then it'll probably, they'll have an upgraded version of it for PS5.
Yeah.
You know, same thing they did with The Last of Us on PS3 and the PS4.
Chad, Crackdown 3 is already scheduled to come out in February. We're seeing more and more on this. If you haven't been paying attention, there's been a lot of leaks around this game. We're going to get reintroduced to it at Xbox XO. Fully destructible multiplayer.
Yeah.
The campaign sounds much better than at any point. Over 1,000 orbs. The city is twice as large as any of the other cities. There's a lot of verticality and new moves and weapons and things like that. So it's going to come out in February of next year. We're also going to be getting, you know, Battletoads and obviously stuff like Ori 2, and we're going to be getting Gears 5. So that's a heavy hitter to be coming out next holiday as well. And we could get some surprises in there as well. You never know. Like maybe they're going to do a Killer Instinct season 3. Like there's a lot of stuff that they could do to surprise us, depending on how they want to really, to take it. So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They're not gonna. If you were paying attention, dude, you would know that they're not going to cancel it because, for one thing, they're already editing the achievements, and for the other thing, they've already just announced that it's going to be at the XO event. So clearly, you're not paying attention.
Yeah. You can do the hate in the chat, but you got to at least know some facts, guys. I mean, realistically, it is coming out. To say it's not coming out is just it's a farce right now because you've got Xbox coming out. And I mean, look, you guys know this. Like, so Chad, who's definitely trolling a little bit. I'll agree with you a bit here, Chad. I'm not a Crackdown fan. Like, it doesn't right now. It doesn't have my attention. Now, when I see it at XO, maybe it'll spark something, and I think that something will be the multiplayer. Like with the fact that they're going to have the destruction still available, the fact that it'll be a 5v5. I like that. It doesn't have to be not everything has to be 100 people dropped into a zone. I don't mind that it's 5v5 crap or 6v6. That doesn't bother me. So. That may bring me to Crackdown. But when we had, shout out to Senor Bombastic when Boom was on Crossfire, and he's like, I don't care. I'm going to go get those 1,000 orbs. Well, that's a him thing. There's no way I'm doing 1,000 orbs. The game just doesn't interest me that way. I call Crackdown 3's single player has always felt like organized chaos. Yeah. It feels like organized chaos.
Well, it depends. Like, this one's going to be much more... who was that? That guy Clobro was talking about it or whatever, and he said it's going to be much more, it's going to be more like they're going to react to what you're doing and things like that. So originally, I was with you guys, like, it's been kind of dangled in front of us for so long. You're like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Right.
To be honest with you, the things that we're hearing now and the possibilities about what's going to be offering, including full destructive multiplayer and things like that. I think that's fantastic. By the way, I don't think it's going to flop because Microsoft has this thing called Game Pass. So people that are even curious about it are going to play it there. And if they like it, they'll buy it or play it. And that's what they care about. You know what I mean? I think that's what they mostly care about. So, and it's nice to have that option there. So your games just don't get put in like out there and then everybody forgets about them. Think about some of the smaller games where if Sony had something like Game Pass, maybe they get some love, right? What was that? That one where they shut down the servers already. Shit, I forget the name of that damn game. It wasn't really Gravity Rush 2, your Knack 2s, your Drive Club, your Drive Clubs, your GT Sports. Wouldn't those have better more people playing if they had some kind of service like that? Like I think that they would. You know what I mean? Like let's just be honest. You aren't just throwing your games out there to the wolves. You got a way for everybody to enjoy them and play the game. So,
the Lady Foxfire is here.
It's 12:30, so she must have just got up.
She just woke up. She's on BAM time.
She is she's on Hellhammer time too, where you stay up all night and then you get up around noon 30.
Yeah, that's not our lives, crap. That's why they on their pictures they look so refreshed. So refreshing. Yeah, I hear you. So here's something I wanted to bring up on Crossfire, and we didn't get to it, crap. No one's making a big deal about this. And I just gotta say something about it. It's killing me. So Fortnite comes out, right, crap, and they mimic PubG. And Blue Hole gets upset, takes them to court, does the whole thing. They lose. And I get it. I'm actually on Epic's side there. Can't sue them for that. Okay, great. But now I sit there and I say to myself, wait a minute. Now my son and his friends were all playing Fortnite. And I go, what is that right there? And they're like, oh, they added zombies. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, they just added zombies. I'm like, they added zombies to Fortnite Battle Royale? Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's what Blackout. But Blackout did that. When's Fortnite gonna come up with their own shit? Like, do you guys see what I'm saying? It's like they take Blue Hole's idea and they made a game. Okay. Now Blackout comes out and they're like, we're gonna institute zombies here and zombies there. And now what? Now they take the zombies too?
Yeah.
Like what? They're just copying everything. And I guess that's okay. Listen, I'm a mooch. I'm all about it. But realistically, I haven't heard anybody in the media or gamers be like, that's kind of cheap. Why doesn't Fortnite come up with their own shit? What do you think about that crap? I mean,
why would you come up with your own shit if you could just copy everything that somebody else is doing,
But I mean, they're doing it in like real time. It's one thing when somebody says, oh, GTA did that first. And then you're like, well, then Mafia games started copying GTA. Okay, but that was years.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about like minutes. Like Blackout happened. They put zombies in the game. And then like a half an hour later, Fortnite was like, don't forget to update. We got some zombies.
Well, somebody does bring up that Fortnite had zombies in the core game.
Yeah, but they didn't put them in this game until people saw it implemented in Blackout.
Christopher, I'll agree. Just like how Sony copied Xbox. Remember how achievements came out on Xbox 360, and then Sony copied them with trophies.
It was years.
Xbox Live had multi or chat, party chat, and then Sony did it. Of course, the PS3 wasn't capable enough to do it, so they had to wait till the PS4 came out to do it. So yeah, I mean, Microsoft was allowing crossplay, and now Sony's doing it. Now all Sony has to do is start allowing backwards compatibility and EA access, and doing something with Game Pass, and they'll be right on board.
Well, I like how you guys took my subject and ran with it, but that's fine. I mean, yeah, I see where you're going with that, but I mean, I was just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I was okay with Epic Games doing what they did to Blue Hole, but then I'm like, well, now you're taking this idea, and then if Mooch and Crap development team come up with something for Battle Royale, we might as well just call Epic before we even go gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi, who's over there at Epic, president? Yeah, we'd like to speak to the president of the company. Yeah, that's Mooch and Crap. Yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have all kind of livestock and horses and all kinds of things you can.
Well, did you hear? So this year, Fortnite was supposed to go free to play, and now they pushed that back to next year.
Yes, I saw that. The something in the world,
Save the world, or whatever. Yeah, I actually like that. I thought it was pretty cool. Like that's better than the multiplayer. It was,
and I mean, here's the Don. The Don's in the chat. The Don. He says the game already had the husk at the launch of the game. Is he talking about the zombie faction or whatever that is? I don't know what he means by the husk, but I get it. It was in the single player campaign. They had the zombies. I see the tie-in. I really do. I see the tie-in. I'm just baffled. It was like, it's like, okay, so this company does this with Battle Royale, Fortnite. It's like, oh, we'll do it too. I don't know. You don't think that's odd? That like days after, a day after, boom, there it is?
Well, you can't really copy. It's like to win any kind of legal battles like that.
Yeah.
Impossible. So,
I agree. Yeah. Oh, thumbs. Shout out to Thumbs. He's a big Sony fan. I'm going against the grain. Am I the only one that feels like Red Dead 2 isn't the greatest thing ever? I've been playing it and it feels kind of meh.
Somebody's fishing for God of War to win some award there. So.
Well, look, Thumbs might be doing that, but I do want to say something. Thumbs, thanks for actually being that person. I was doing some deep thoughts by Mooch Handy, and last night, I'll be honest with you, the game probably deserves the Game of the Year award because I mean, look at the work, the quality, the effort, everything from the art design to the writing. Okay. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely I'm going back to it right after this podcast because it's that mind-blowing. But I know me and you're going to spark a great debate here. I kind of
Nothing
agree
really
with Thumbs. I don't necessarily think it's the
greatest game ever.
Thanks for that debate, Crap.
There's no debate there. It's a 98 Metacritic. It's going to win all the Game of the Year awards. You got a Sony guy desperately trying to downplay a game that came out and realistically slapped the taste out of the mouth of every Sony exclusive released ever.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to say that Red Dead isn't Game of the Year, but God of War. Well, that wasn't where I'm going. He may be going there. I'm not going there. I'm just saying that. There are aspects to Red Dead where maybe it's not your bag.
Like, I'm not saying that like Microsoft has never copied anything because they did, but Sony copied directly the Wii, even after making fun of motion controls. I mean, they realistically do. They copied, a lot of shit. Well, Microsoft came out with the high-speed modem built right into the Xbox. That whole online paid service, Sony copied that. The achievements, the party chat. The internal hard drive, all that stuff was stuff Xbox did and brought to the table.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, no, none of that's not debatable at all.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I just think that, like, I was getting back to thumbs.
Hey, the Don says the Red Dead 2. I wouldn't know. My wife will let me buy the game yet. Hey, I gotta say, man, just the divorce. It's easy. A lot of people do it.
Oh, geez.
I
do not sponsor that. Crap. Crap's like, I wanted my games on time. I went this direction.
Yeah, just hey, 70% of people doing it. You might as well join in.
That's true. That is true. That is a statistic. We're all a statistic. All right.
I mean, hey, if you were in a airplane,
yes,
and they're like, okay, you're gonna jump. You have a 70% chance of this not working.
Right.
Would you jump?
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. You do, folks.
Lady Foxfire, I said Sea of Thieves was the game of generation multiplayer. Thank you.
He did say multiplayer.
Yes.
Foxy.
And not game of the year, game of the generation multiplayer wise.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I would like to say, Crap, that if at the end of the world ever comes and you still have your Xbox and only one game around, I hope it's not that game for you. I hope it's a different one you get to experience over and over.
I just be playing, I haven't been back on that game in a while because there's so many new games.
I know.
But I hear it's a totally different thing now, like with all the stuff that they've added.
Yeah.
So.
There's the Volcano Island there, and
yeah.
I don't know if they've added more missions. More things to do besides the three trade turn-in things. But listen, that game is fun for what it is, Crap. We know that. It's great for an M&C stream. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I've laughed that hard in a while.
Oh yeah, it was a damn good time.
It's a damn good time for that, But I don't know. I think that, and now I lost track of what we were actually on before. But yeah, and listen, Crap, you made a great point, but you do have to see where maybe the slow-paced nature of Red Dead.
Greatest game ever.
That's it.
No.
It's over. Doesn't matter.
The greatest game of our generation.
of our existence.
It didn't even need a throwable axe, to be honest with you.
No.
Yeah.
There is a knife you can buy though. That's right.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think that thumbs. Listen, a lot of people give you shit for that. I know where you're coming from. I don't necessarily think it fits everybody's mold, but I do think it's going to win. Like Crap said, it's going to win everything. Yep. It's going to win everything. So if you don't want to see it win everything, the Game Awards are not for you this year. That is not a show. Do something else that night. There's Thursday night football. Generally, you got to watch something else. Yeah, I don't know, Crap. I mean, that Fortnite thing was just getting on my nerves a little bit. I apparently that's not bothering everybody else like it's bothering me, which is fine. It's fine. That's I mean, the other thing I thought was funny, just because we are coming to near the end, is there was a lot of people upset that the Xbox is no longer coming with the warning sticker on the side.
Yeah, I mean that is
no sticker.
Yeah, I mean I like the sticker. They're still on all my consoles, so.
Yeah, I can't figure that out, Crap. I still have. I listen. You know what's funny? I kind of have a funny story about it. So the Xbox One Day One edition, the Fat edition, right, Crap?
Yeah.
I had left the sticker on, not purposefully. Not purposefully. I just never took it off. It kind of blended in. Remember, it didn't have the pull tab back then. It was just on the side.
Yeah.
So I remember a year goes by, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been Christmas, could have been Thanksgiving. We had family over, and somebody says to me, and the family goes, "Hey, how come you didn't take that sticker off?" And you know what I said to him? What sticker? I didn't even know what he's talking about. I'm like,
yeah. I mean,
I think it's part of the console.
It does. I like the stickers. I don't know.
That's fine.
I
just
leave them on.
But Crap,
I mean, it doesn't matter now
there.
since they took it off. Now they didn't give you the option. Probably saves them a whole penny.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Thumbs comes back and says, I wasn't going there. I didn't even bring up any PlayStation exclusives. Red Dead 2 will win Game of the Year. I was just voicing my opinion. No, Thumbs, your opinion is noted, and I bet you there's a lot of people that probably agree with you. But at the same time, I think that literally it's hard during release weekend of a game of this stature, this big. It's hard to find those people now. You'll probably find them in a few weeks coming out and saying, "Hey, you know what?
You know what's ironic though, and no offense to him, but I think it's ironic that people can voice their negative opinion about a game that's universally acclaimed like that, which is the highest rated game of the generation. But if you were to come out and say anything negative about Spider-Man or God of War, then all of a sudden you're just a hater.
Yeah, you hate Sony.
You just hate Sony, right? So I mean, like to me, that's the biggest difference. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit there, you can criticize it, like maybe Red Dead isn't your bag, and that's fine.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, but when somebody like me says, "Hey, Spider-Man wasn't all that in a bag of chips," you know, I got a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah, you hate Sony. Sony hates you. Yeah, I know. That's kind of true. Thumbs. You have to understand. Yeah, take a seat real quick and just understand where crap's coming from. The minute anyone says anything like there were people that we know that genuinely, some of them podcast, some of them don't even podcast. They didn't like God of War. Some people didn't, and that's a them problem. Yeah. But the minute you say that on air, well, you just hate Sony.
Or like, I don't like a good example is I hate The Last of Us. I think that game is the slowest paced, most boring, clunky, hackneyed, ham-fisted story that I've ever played through in my life. Overrated. I mean, there's nothing technically broken, I guess, about the game. So I would say, you know, a 7.5, something like that, should be the score.
Right.
And people look at me like I have 4 heads when I say that. Like the controls are just so clunky. Find 3 bullets to kill 6 enemies. Throw a bottle, throw a rock. It is the most repetitive. Help the girl through the one side of the river to the other, or the water on that raft dealy. It is like, to me, the most like boring thing ever. And when I say that, people flip out. They do. Like, oh, you just hate so. No, man. Look, I love God of War. Detroit probably had the best story of any game that I played this generation. You know, I thought Spider-Man was okay. I liked Uncharted 4, you know, but I loved Ratchet and Clank, you know, but just when it comes to The Last of Us, just not my thing, you know, just not great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's every game has its own crowd, folks. And I think realistically, when it comes down to is, does this fit your schedule in gaming? And, you know, crap, I will say one thing. The one thing that even reviewers did say, even though they gave this thing a 10 and a 9.8 out of whatever, is that people did think, and you said it, you were kind of hoping that maybe a little bit of that clunkiness would have been out of Red Dead. But it just seems like it's just part of their engine. That's just the way they make their games. You know, GTA 5 was like that. Didn't affect the sales there. That thing's history. That thing makes history, not just money. It makes history. Yeah. So this game, you know, it was funny. So Breakfast with Boom, Boom asked me, Mooch, do you think that this game is going to beat GTA 5? And my answer was no, because GTA 5 has that online play that I don't think the online play in this game, we don't know yet, but I don't think that's going to reach the magnitude of GTA 5. What do you think? Do you think that I divide it into 2 categories: single player sales, like right off the bat now, and then I divide it into multiplayer sales later. So I don't think over the longevity of the lifetime of the games, I think GTA wins. But I think that if you want to talk apples for apples and we wanted to do a 12-month run, I think that maybe Red Dead could give GTA 5 a run for the single player aspect, you know, the first 12 months. After that, I think you're going to see where GTA kept going up. You're going to see Red Dead kind of not dwindle out, but kind of lackluster and fade out a bit.
I mean, I don't think it's going to sell 100 million. Like GTA.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like that online sounds like it. Like I like the whole Western thing, so it could be even more interesting to a lot of people. That, you know, it's not like
Battle Royale may still be in the cards. Crap.
I doubt it, but I mean, I think that would be cool if they did it.
I would love it.
Yeah, I mean, find your revolver or whatever.
Yeah,
grab your bottle of whiskey.
The gun mechanics, again, you know, when doing the Deadeye, so in the original one, you used to hit Deadeye, and then you take your analog stick and you kind of brush it by the enemies, and you get the X's appear on them, and then you press, what do? You press fire, right? You RT, and then it'll come out of there and he'll go boom, boom, boom. This one here, do you notice it's a little bit different? It seems a little bit off with this one here. Like, it seems like the X's appear too quickly on one character. Have you noticed that? Like, all of a sudden, I'm going to pan over to 2 or 3 other enemies on screen, but as I'm panning over, it's like X on one guy, and then it paints
it paints the targets. Yeah, that's what it does. Like,
but I don't like that. I want 1 or 2 on each. Let me get.
Well, you gotta spread it out. You can move the reticule or whatever over to the other people.
Yeah, but you have to move quite quickly.
Yeah, you have to move super quick so that it can. I'm
trying.
you can all kind of.
Usually I'm unloading 6 bullets into one dude, and like I barely get to the other guy, because I'm like, oh, then I gotta reload the ability to get the dead eye back again, and then take on. It's not necessary. I don't think the shooting mechanic in any of them, Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead, has always been its strongest suit. But it's also been kind of fun. Do you leave the auto aim on or off? That's another debate on the internet.
I auto aim all the time, man. Auto aim on everything.
Well, I usually leave it on for Red Dead, because when you go to squeeze LT, your left trigger, it will generally will pop up on an enemy, and then you can bang bang. But at the same time, I don't know if necessarily.
Sometimes you can't see them in the distance. Never. So you just so because it snaps to it. So that's a good way to be able to see it in the distance. Otherwise, you'll get pegged. One thing that I would say, one of the things that is kind of annoying when you're in shootouts and your teammate and your NPCs get killed. Yeah, you fail that mission. Like I hate the fact that it's like an escort that way. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying. Like how Captain Stu Nuts on the Call of Duty campaigns. Yes. Like he could absorb grenades and launchers and bullet after bullet. But, these guys can't do that, and you'll fail it. It's like I didn't really know, that like I failed a couple of missions because of that. I had this
nuts. I did the same thing. I failed a few too for the same.
God, you've made a buku bucks today, dude.
Yeah, today was a good one. I might have to actually go get that Switch game I wanted now. Crap, I wanted to get
Crap said Banjo-Kazooie is better than Mario 64. Mario 64 highly overrated. They're very close in score though on Metacritic, but they're both in the 90s. So I think that, I thought that what Banjo was doing was a little bit more, Yeah.
So. Shout out to Sir X-Man. He says, Mooch, get ready for Battlefield 5. Sir X-Man, listen, I got news for you. You are going to be the captain of that ship because I'm going to need your tutelage. I have no idea what I'm doing in that game.
I'm trying to mooch a copy.
Well, I got news for you, Crap. Without Sir X-Man, he's going to be my leader in that one. I have no idea. And then Stu Shot says, exactly, Mooch. The Deadeye top-up is annoying, to be honest. Yeah, there's just something. And you know what? Listen, right now I'm going to blame it as a me problem. But as I continue to play the game, if I find out that the Deadeye is continuously just painting, like Crap said, painting one character, and I'm moving as quick as I can to the other, that may be something that they need to tweak. Or maybe I got to take the auto aim off and it'll move slower. I don't know. Yeah. What do you say? Mooch. Oh, Sir X-Man's going to have to redo that. He's retracted it. He's rewriting it. But Thumbs goes, well, I got to get going for Sunday dinner. Thumbs, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Crap, I did want to talk about one more thing before we go.
One more thing.
What? Just one more thing.
Okay, Colombo, go ahead.
Jade Raymond is leaving EA Studios. And I've noticed that
EA is dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, they are, right? But does this mean something? Remember we heard a while back that Microsoft may be acquiring EA, which I still think is farce. I don't think that's true.
No, why would you even want to?
Right. Well, I will tell you why you'd want to. If this is a dumpster fire and they're having a wholesale crap and you can get all those titles and all those IPs, well, that's a different subject. But are they obtainable more now that they seem to be reeling? EA seems to be in an absolute downward spiral. This is the time you buy a company when they're hurting. Is there a more of a possibility now than maybe a year or two ago?
I doubt it. For one thing, their cred is like shot, right? Like they've done everything with just look at Battlefront 2, right? Like they haven't been able to put out a decent game. Well, I mean, you can look at it, right? So they have the rights to Madden, which is a solid game, but it really blocks the competition, so people hate them for that. Other than that, they do sports games every single year. They're doing another Battlefield, which a lot of people say looks just like DLC from the last Battlefield game.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 bombed.
Yeah.
It doesn't things. Jade Raymond was running the Motive Studio, and now she's gone.
And I know you don't want to
hear that other Star Wars game.
And the Star Wars game that Vincent Pell is doing is not really what we thought it was going to be.
I mean, it sounds interesting. I like
Star Wars Light.
Yeah, it sounds fine. I like it. Here's the thing. I don't want something super open world with Star Wars or anything like that. I like linear stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? Not everything has to be, this huge open world,
No, Crap. You couldn't get me to agree with you more if you even tried. Between the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I'm going to play after I play Red Dead, I mean, how much more? I mean, open world, I'm going to be 200 hours into open world. I'm looking forward to something that's a little bit more linear at that point. Yeah. You couldn't get me to agree if you tried. That's why I'm actually looking forward to the game in January. I know you're not into it right now, but the Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be so linear and so beautiful, and hopefully has that scare tactic. Wish it came out in the month of October. It would have been so great to play and stream and enjoy. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. Not necessarily that Jade leaving that company is necessarily a big deal just in herself, but the fact that we're seeing EA kind of reeling and really in a downward spiral. And
yeah, they really kind of screwed themselves with that whole microtransaction stuff and pay to win and all that kind of stuff. You know,
do you think maybe they'll sell IPs?
I doubt it. They aren't gonna. I mean, I think Anthem might fix some of the woes, assuming it does what people predicted it'll do.
I hope so for them, and I'll be honest with you, I'm very excited to try Anthem. I hope you do too, Crap.
I'm gonna try it, but I doubt that it's gonna be something I'm gonna be into.
Yeah, I don't think it's something you're gonna be in forever.
It's like, you know, I like BioWare stuff. I like RPGs, but if this is just Destiny, you know, rip off Destiny, then I don't like Destiny, so I probably wouldn't like rip off Destiny. You know,
right. Right. No, I totally agree. With that, we are approaching the 2-hour mark, and even though the Giants are god awful, you know, I just want to say to everybody, thank you. We actually spiked back up halfway through the show and almost hit 400 live. Guys, listen, the show is in the works. Blue Rain, if you're still in the chat, hit me up on Twitter. I do want to talk to you. We'll see if we can make things work out, or at least do an interview process, see how that goes. Anybody that's interested, do hit me or Crap up either here or on Twitter, and let us know your interest if you do want to try and do the producer role. We do have stuff in the works. Everything's moving. Your Patreon is appreciated, and I can't stress that enough. We thank you. The link is in the description. Please check that out, and you can support Mooch's Crap in other ways. Do totally appreciate it. Guys, M&C mornings, that's basically what this was, but it's the M&C show. So many people, Crap, love us in the morning, and I'll be honest with you, me and you would love to do 7 days in the morning. I would do 7 days in the morning every day. Every day. But we'll see. We're definitely going to have the M&C show, so that way it's going to be Thursday evening, Sundays. You guys will always know well in advance. We
hey, Seth, I actually said Red Dead Redemption 2 beats any Xbox or PlayStation game, so perk up them ears, son.
So great. I love it. You guys, leave the poor Crap Gamer alone. Listen, here's what we do. Guys, we'll see you guys next week. Crap, we're going to do your channel Thursday.
Thursday or Sunday, maybe. I don't know.
Whatever. I mean, we can do whatever you're in the mood for. But to be honest with you, I love the show today. Anything you want to say in going out?
Yeah, I got a video dropping in like 3 minutes. Go check it out. It's gonna be good.
Nice, guys. That's Crap Gamer Reviews. Don't forget, the Mooch 78, you're here now. Push the button. You're already here. Just hit that little button. Hit the bell. Hit the thumbs up. Guys, it's not hard. We'll do it again next week. Thank you, guys, and peace out.
Later.